Welcome to this edition of the Business Spotlight. I'm Dr. Vishnu Doerga from Action Coach Guyana. And today I have the pleasure of introducing you to Antonio Nebar, better known as Anil. He is the founder and general manager of Styles Guyana, which is based here in Guyana. And today I'm very happy to be able to have this discussion with you, Antonio. How are you doing?
Hi, Dr. Vishnu. Thank you for having me. I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. So this interview is all about you. And I want to kick us off by asking, what do you do and for how long have you been doing this?
I operate my own business, Styles Guyana. It has been over 10 years now. It's a profitable retail business. It's a clothing store with multiple locations.
Very good, very good. And the clothing that you bring to the market, is it both male and female?
Male, female, children. We cater for the entire family.
Very good, very good. And why do people love shopping at your locations?
Oh, it's the quality, the service, price. There's so much to offer at Styles Guyana.
Very good. Well, I myself am a customer as well, so I can attest to that fact, and I know that you guys are always striving for better. Who's the first person that comes to mind when you think about success?
I would say, growing up, there always has been a space between successful people, but when I get into the field of business, there's so much. For me, success requires strong character, integrity, dedication. Anyone who demonstrates these kind of trade consistently, it's successful for me.
Very good. And those traits, how have you been able to use them in your own business?
So for me, I have been looking at these successful people, the things that they do, their routine, and I apply them to my daily life. And it has helped my business and also my team to grow.
Very nice. And with all that looking and making sure that you implement in your own business, what would you say is the biggest lesson that you've had since becoming a business owner?
I would say setting a clear goal on where you're going, what you want, and working towards the goal as well. Just not setting goals, but working towards the goal and achieving them is one of the biggest in business.
From my understanding, that requires a lot of discipline. How do you maintain the level of discipline that is needed to do the work day after day?
For me, what I do every day is I make sure the customer is satisfied. My team is working on a good, healthy condition for the business and themselves as well. And every customer is satisfied. In that way, the business grows and it's also profitable.
And we want this business to be around for a very long time. But what's your vision? What are your aspirations for your business over the next 5 years?
So my goal for the next 5 years is to have a solid business plan, to offer customer affordable price, and I also want additional location as well throughout the region.
Okay,
With the best.
Yeah, that would allow you to serve a lot more customers. But what have you found is one of the things that you're facing when it comes to employment? What's the situation like when it comes to employment for your business?
In any business, qualified candidate for full vacant position, it's always been a challenge. However, if employees work as hard and as dedicated as they could be, they will be rewarded accordingly.
And as an employer yourself, what is the biggest lesson you've learned since you've been in business and since you've had to manage so many employees?
I have learned that customer service is the topest priority. With satisfaction for a customer, the customer by themselves become the biggest advertiser for the business, which lead to business growth and profitability.
Do you have any advice for your 18-year-old self? If you could go back and tell your 18-year-old self, hey, do this, this, and this, what would that advice be?
That advice would be success. The advice would be like, inspiration is 1%. Perspiration is 99%. It takes hard work, force, and dedication to be successful in any field, in life, in business, in study.
And what inspires you the most today?
To do this interview. That was the biggest inspiration for me.
Very good, very good. And I just want to ask you a couple of other questions because you've been so good at answering the questions that and providing this knowledge as well. Many people around the world are going to be able to learn from you as well. So I want to ask you a couple of other questions. And when you were growing up, is this what you always wanted to do?
When I was growing up, it wasn't this I always wanted to do, but as I grow and I see the world has made a change, I realized that as an employee, there's a level you could grow, but as an employer, there's much more you could grow. So I strive to be an employer and be not just in any business, but be in one of the leading business in the region.
And I know you've come a far way in terms of developing yourself and developing the business. I know it's not an easy road for any business owner, and sometimes we make entrepreneurship seem like it's easy. But what are some of the biggest issues you had to overcome?
In starting the business or in general?
In general, whatever stands out to you.
Well, I was born in Venezuela and I moved to Guyana. We are living below average, and my parents they try actually very hard to send. It's actually 6 of us, send everyone to school, and by me seeing all this going on, I decided that I had to make a change for the family, and it's not just the family, immediate family, but the extended family as well.
Very good. So that is a very big mission that you're on, and when you think about that mission, and you pursue the business, what were some of the biggest challenges in the business itself now? Because you mentioned to us the personal challenge. Now that you've started a business, what were some of the big challenges that you had to overcome?
The biggest challenge in business I had to overcome, because I didn't know much about business when I first started business. I thought it was just something so simple. It is simple, but it's require a lot more work than I had projected before. I would say one was competition. That was a big challenge for me, but with the help of my coach, I understand that competition helps grow business.
Why do you have a coach?
I would say some people doesn't really think that coaching is important. There is 2 types of coaching. There's free coaching and there's coaching that you have to pay as well. But the paid coach, the free coach, they help, but they are not entitled to see your growth. They would watch now and then, see how things are going. But if you had a coach that you actually has to pay, it's his duty And also, he would make sure that you grow. And by you paying a coach, it helps you as well that you know that you got to work, you got to earn, and you got to make sure your coach, you got to make sure you do what the coach says. Because at the end of every week or every 2 weeks, meeting up with the coach, he would make sure you get the job finished. Coaching also helps people not just to stay one way. I think that's the most important thing. And it just doesn't help you in business. It helps you in life in general. It could help better your married life, single life, business, everything.
Okay, and being coached yourself, how does that help you with your employees? When you are being coached, how does that help you with your employees?
It gives me a better understanding how to deal with people, how to make them feel a part of a company. Just let them don't feel that they are working with somebody, just that they care about themselves, but also care for them and also care about the future as well.
If you started this business all over again, would you do anything differently? And if yes, what would you do differently?
Of course, I would do something differently. And the thing what I would do differently is take a coach from the start. Coach, I think coaches is a set of people that already went there and they already see what happened and they could guide you in the right way. If we doesn't go that way, we could just suggest, but the coach guide us. And if I had a coach from the starting of my business, I'd probably be a bigger company than I am now.
And you're well on the path to being a much bigger company, making a massive impact in Guyana and in the future in our region. And because of that fact, the business spotlight is seen not just in Guyana, but across the world. For the people who will be visiting Guyana, and for the folks who are in Guyana who may hear about Styles Guyana for the very first time, if you had an offer for them, or what would you say to these people that are hearing about Styles Guyana and hearing about all the investments that you've made? What could they look forward to, and what would you say to them?
I would say when you visit Styles Guyana, there would be a gift for you. And you just have to mention that you has been a part of this video, and there would be something provided for you. However, we have excellent customer service. We have excellent product with affordable price.
Very good, very good. So for everyone who's watching this particular video, please make sure that you also visit Styles Guyana. And as Antonio mentioned, just mention that you've seen him speaking on the business spotlight, and of course, make sure that you purchase something and you'll benefit from a very special gift. Antonio, it's been a real pleasure interviewing you. Are there any final words, any final advice you would like to share with our viewers?
For me, final words, I would say, don't wish it was easy, just wish you knew better.
Very good, very good.
And
do the
I'm
work,
very happy.
as you mentioned. Yeah, as you mentioned, make sure that you do the work as well. And it's really a pleasure speaking to you. I know that you do the work that is needed to move yourself and your team forward. And I would like to again thank you for participating, and I wish you all the best in the future. Thank you very much, Antonio.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vishnu.